The Jen Royster Show is an inspirational hour with a focus on bringing hope to the world with the greatest healing energy known, divine love. Your host, Dr. Jen Royster, is an internationally known intuitive spiritual counselor, energy healer, and visionary that will take you on a journey to explore the metaphysical world of healing within, the angelic realm, guided healing meditations, intuitive reads with callers, and interviews with guests that are making this world a better place. This program is part of the Dream Vision 7 radio network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Jen, and today we have a special treat for you tonight. I'm going to be introducing you to a dear friend and colleague, and we are going to be taking your calls for intuitive readings and messages from heaven. Now, if you're new to the show, I want to welcome you as a listener. We consider our listeners our family for the show. And you are listening to a live Dream Vision 7 radio network broadcast here at 1510 WUFC Boston. And this show is heard every fourth Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're on the West Coast, that's 4 p.m. Pacific. We have a lot of listeners all the way across on the West Coast, so we want to welcome you as well. You can also tune into this show on Dream Vision 7 radio network every Thursday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern, and that is at Dream Vision 7, the number 7, radio.com, and you'll see a full listing of the broadcast schedule over there. Now, tonight, my guest is psychic medium Lynn Van Praagh-Gratton. And she is here, and we are going to be talking about connecting with our loved ones on the other side. And during this episode, we'll be taking your calls and joining up for intuitive reads. We're teaming up together to give you both the aspects of what we both do. And we were very excited about doing this together with the listeners because there's so much that can be a blessing when you connect with a loved one that you may have lost, you miss, or there's a message they want to bring to you. Also, we read into the energy field and the messages about what they can do to help you heal and ascend on your journey. Everything is about the divine love here, and love crosses all boundaries. So that's what I love about doing the reads this way. The angels are pretty much here. We've been meditating before we even came on the air, and so we are excited about doing this for you. Now, I'm going to tell you just a little bit about Lynn, if she is new to you, so you can kind of get a feel of what she's like. She met a woman who told her she is a bridge between worlds, and that was it. That was it for her. It was that simple phrase that connected for her the journey on which she's been on and the road on which she was to continue to travel. Lynn likens this calling to being on the precipice of an abyss, hearing whispers and seeing images of those desperately looking for someone to hear them. She stands on that bridge, and she's got her arms outstretched to embrace and give voice to those who need to speak and to deliver to those here on earth in pain and that are recovering or healing or going through a loss. These are messages of love and comfort. She wants to heal people by speaking for those who no longer can be heard by loved ones left behind. And this is what drives her with her passion in her work. So she is a beautiful, beautiful spirit. And I want to welcome Lynn to the show. Welcome to the Jen Royster Show, Lynn.
Oh, Jen, thank you so very much. I'm very honored and it's a pleasure to work with you in this time, and I appreciate you having me on your show. Thank you very much.
Well, you have a beautiful light that just really shines from you that I have experienced, and it was beautiful to see that. And I thought, wow, what a light, and what love she gives in these readings. And, you know, you have been this way your whole life. Is that right?
Yes, Jen, for my whole life.
So can you tell us a little bit about what was that like in your very early years? I mean, what kind of experiences did you have as a child? There's a lot of people out there that have intuitive children, and this would be very helpful for them to hear some of the experiences.
Yes, and and also now as the veil is getting thinner, a lot more children are being exposed as light workers also. So I would say probably in the next years to come, you're going to start to hear a lot more about children and about their beautiful gifts that they have also, because they're part of this whole togetherness with all of us to help within the world and everything. So children are a very, very big part in our jobs as light workers, and I did recognize this. I would believe I am writing a book about it, so it says where I started as about 4 or 5 years old, and I connect a lot with the angels also. And what had happened was a flash of lightning in the backyard, saw a beam, and from then on. But I knew I had the gift. I knew I always had a gift of premonition and a gift of connecting with our loved ones on the other side. But kind of held that back for all my life. Raised 4 children, and I knew that down the road, when spirit was ready for me to work, I would be definitely doing that. So it did start, and then after my husband had passed 14 years ago, once that had happened, this skyrocketed, and I knew that I had to get out there, and I knew that my journey really began. I've had it all my life, but now it really began, and it's been beautiful. It's been a domino effect, and it's just I'm so honored and that I was chosen as one of these beautiful light workers to be here to help, here to do what's to give.
Yeah, absolutely. I can relate because it's very it's not as, it's so, status and everybody, look what I can do. It's really not like that.
Right.
It could be very humbling.
Exactly.
And you feel I know that, I go through that sometimes to the part that, there's just so much gratitude in the heart that I want to give. And I feel like I almost can't thank enough or feel humble enough at times, because when you see that has shifted and helped someone, and really help them keep going, or just encourage them with that hope that it's going to turn around, it's going to be better, and just to know that their loved one is okay on the other side, that is huge for them. That's huge. Absolutely. What is how young were you? What was the earliest?
I was about 4.5 years old. 4.5 years old. And like I said, I did have a gift of premonition when I was, so basically I went along, I went to Catholic school, I had the nuns, I had, spirituality there then. Then met my husband at 15, was premoniting our whole life, saw him, what he was going to retire. I would ask spirit, what's he going to retire at? When you're a kid of 15 years old, you don't know. And he did retire exactly what they told me he was going to retire, and it was really funny. So I thought that's really pretty cool, that when he retired, that I predicted that 25 years ago, and it just went on, and I worked for the airlines. I did predict 9/11. I did, and I knew things were going on, and people were telling me, you need to help people, you need to be out there, you need to do this, and I kept feeling I did. But then, like I said, once my husband passed, then it was like I was hit over the head with an anvil. That come on now, this is your spiritual journey. This is the time, and what you did say before also, when you said that feeling of helping somebody, and I'm getting the chills up and down my spine as I'm saying this, that's the whole thing. You cannot put a price tag on when somebody comes to me and says to me, you've changed my life. You've made it so much easier. I understand more now.
Absolutely.
And that is like I want $1 zillion, and you don't want to put a dollar sign on that, and you don't have to. If you know that you've changed somebody's life, that means more than anything. You get that love in your heart, and that
you feel. I know you sometimes feel though. How did I receive so much giving?
Right.
And it works that way. It works and it take on the feel divine love. It just flows through in the children. I get the high and when I'm seeing them to say they're getting and back and forth and it's different. Can you explain the difference for the listeners that, sometimes I think they get mixed up and it's a little bit different. What mediumship is, mediumship versus intuition, because everybody has intuition, but mediumship's slightly different.
Right. Well, how, to my understanding, intuition, we all have it. We are all born with it. It's basically how you develop it. Mm-hmm. Okay. I teach a class in intuition, and to develop it stronger. Because a lot of people would say to me when I see them at one of my readings, they go, "Oh my God, I get these messages, and I get this, and I see people, and I do this, and who are passed over." I had a lady the other night, and she said to me, "Oh, they come into my bedroom all the time. I can describe them to you." Well, I had to sit her down and give her a little lesson, because you don't want to start attracting all that. But intuition, believe me, when she was telling me she was attracted, I'm like, "Oh my Lord, well, you need to sit down right in the corner here, and we need to talk." So basically, that's where that came from, and I get that a lot.
It's important. It is important. Yeah.
And that's part of my journey too. I believe is when I come across somebody like that. Basically sit them down, because as much as I know, we need to be open and closed. We need to be protected. And, you get these people say, "Oh, yeah, well, I see this one and that one and this," and she's going on and on. And I said, "Get the sage out. We're ready to go," because I just want to make her know that, she might be attracting some negative energies, because there are negative energies out there.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be very, very careful. But getting back to your question, I go off on a tangent. Sorry about that. But
oh no, I can feel your energy opening up here. Yeah. And quickly, hang on to that thought. I do want to start putting the number out. So if you want to start calling in and get into a queue for a read, the numbers are 866-338-9663 or 617-237-1234. One more time, the numbers to call in. If you would like to talk to Lynn, have a question, you may just have a question about developing your own intuition, or if you'd like a read, 866-338-9663 or 617-237-1234. Okay, calls, come on in. So you were getting back to my question.
Yes, getting back to your question, when you're blonde, it goes all over the place,
Oh, scared of us.
So basically, to intuitiveness. Intuitiveness, that deep gut feeling, that deep who's going to be on the phone. That person who's going to call them and the phone rings. Intuitiveness. You can feel what's going to happen in a second. It's really basically like a gut. With the here and now. That's basically future. Am I going to be with that person, or is that job going to work out? It's basically I always say it's like the here and now. What's going on with the here and now? With mediumship, and this is to my belief, is I believe that it's a gift from God. And mediumship you can develop also, but I also feel that mediumship is a gift. Not everybody is a medium, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What they how they say it is, every medium can be a psychic, but every psychic can't be a medium. And I believe that because it's a gift, and that's where it all comes from. So,
well, there's a lot of accountability with doing that.
Yes.
I mean, you are. It's very important, like you were saying, that you are clear and you know what realms and frequencies you're getting into, because you can get in over your head, so to speak, and you don't want to be afraid to connect. At the same time, you want to be aware and know exactly who and what, too,
right.
And you can say no to every bit of it. I know when I'm working with an angelic realm, that's a higher frequency, is even higher. That's a different frequency, and that's the same thing. If they were to come in and you didn't know who they were, and you weren't sure, you could say, I'm not ready, and they're not going to force that on you. One of the rules, and I wanted to share that, Lynn, because I know you'll relate to what I'm saying. If it is lifting you, and it's not frightening or pushing you, or if the message doesn't keep changing, that's the chaoticness. You want to stay away from that, to me. That's not bringing in something, because when it comes in from the divine and it comes in to help you, it's going to bring peacefulness and love, and you're going to feel safe.
Right.
You're not, and the angels are not going to do anything to frighten you like that. They're never going to push that. So that's one of the rules that I would think is the first one to learn, and just know what you're shielding up or letting in and out. So I really like that you brought that up earlier, because it, just being aware in that realm, because it's a different frequency we're going up to.
Exactly.
To connect with that. Mm-hmm. Now, since your husband has passed, he's been passed now 14 years, and
14 years.
And I have family over there as well, and I know that I have family that comes around quite a bit, especially my father, which I believe you've met.
Yes, I've met him several times.
I know. He just does that. He just shows up. He's
wonderful. Anybody who loves his daughter, he's got to be around,
Yeah, he's a character, but, do you find that people that you love, you have some that come in more?
Yes, I do. I have to tell you why. Of course, my husband, because my husband was a big skeptic, and I write this in my book too. I write that how he was such a big skeptic, and before he had passed 3 years before, he used to always say to me, well, if this stuff is true, he said, I'm going to send you dimes. He said, if I pass before you, and if you pass before me, you send me dimes. But he also said, if it is true, I will make sure that you know, and the whole world knows, that this is real. And he has done that. He has had we've had amazing visuals. My whole family has. It's come out in spirit photography, where it's been, I've had a lot of photographers who work in that industry say to me that this is one of the best photos we have of spirit energy, and he just it just comes around at the right time. And I got to share, we had Family Day yesterday. We went to Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey, and the whole kit and caboodle of us. And and one thing the kids said is, geez, it would have been nice if Dad was with us. Well, it wasn't out of anybody's mouth, and we looked down, and there's a dime right on the floor in the driveway.
Oh.
So we knew he was coming. Well, then we get to Great Adventure. We're in the parking lot, getting everybody together and everything. And my son says, Mom, come here. And we go over, and sure enough, there's a dime on the parking lot floor. So, of course, we took pictures and everything, because we have dimes all over the place. If you go in our houses have dimes all over.
Uh-huh.
We feel it's from Dad, And so definitely he works with me. I have to test strongly. And I do have a lot over there. My dad works for me a lot also, but my mom has just 100% strongly came in, I would say, within the last year, where she's full force. I didn't feel her around that much since she had passed. And then last year she came in with like gangbusters, and she gives me definite, because I want action. I want to know. I want to know that that's you. I want validation. I'm kind of tough. I'm kind of tough on spirit and tough on my guides to tell me that's what I want. I want validation. I want them to know any little intricate thing. I want them to know. Like Perth, Australia, was one of my validations the other day, that the girl says nobody in the world would know that.
Wow.
Except my cousin. So it was wild, yes. Yeah,
but the validation, absolutely. We can ask for validation. You can ask that of your angels as well, and I've done that. I've had things that I'm like, I don't know if I'm sure about who you are. I ask. Absolutely.
Yes.
And because if you don't want to be, you want to have that discernment in that. And if you're feeling uneasy about it, then either it's maybe work on that awareness a little bit more, or you shouldn't. Maybe pass on this one. Yeah.
Right.
Say
right.
No. Yeah, because you can say, you need to leave now. You can just ask. Absolutely. I know my father is protective of me.
Yes, very protective. I can tell you that. I was checked out before I even went into that vibration, let me tell you.
I was gonna ask you that because I could feel. I was like, did he interrogate her?
I got questions.
Oh, well, I grew up. My dad was country, and I grew up where, if there was a boyfriend, he got walked in front of the gun rack, and had to talk. It was kind of like that. And I was like, okay, what do you got up there now? Because you don't have that,
Right. I know. Oh no, I know.
Yeah. But it feels you feel so much love when they're coming through in their different ways. You get the dimes. My dad always brings me flowers on my birthday. There is something that will bloom, and I always receive them. So, it touches my heart, and these are the things that can be very healing, and you can have that connection with loved ones. You don't feel that they've died because love never dies. Our soul we don't die. It's just a physical body.
Right.
So it's shifting the perspective on the type of relationship it is. It's just changing. So we are going to take a quick break. I'm going to give those numbers out real quick here again if you want to call in for a read or you have a question for Lynn. The numbers are 866-338-9663 or 617-237-1234. Stay with us. I'm Dr. Jen, and we will be right back after the break.
Dr. Bernie Siegel on Mind Health Matters every first Sunday at 8 p.m., all part of the Dream Vision 7 radio network. Bernie will draw from his inspirational personal journey, offering us special nuggets of his sacred wisdom. Listen in as Bernie reminds us to be fully engaged in life.
The Dream Vision 7 Radio Network presents Kids for Love. Join Deborah Beauvais and her young co-hosts and celebrate kids making a difference. We invite other kids to join in for spirited conversation filled with creative ideas and possibilities to start your own mission. Let's raise the bar together and cultivate a kinder world by getting inspired to help others in need. Kids for Love Project, celebrating kids that empower others. Callers into the show are in a drawing. It's every first Saturday at 2 p.m.
Join us every second Sunday at 7 p.m. for Living on Purpose with Carolyn Romano, where we explore the mysteries, meaning, and sometimes madness of life. Let's figure out together the ways we're meant to serve and become the fullest expressions of our most authentic selves. Let's figure out together how to create lives of balance, abundance, and joy. This program is part of the Dream Vision 7 radio network.
Overwhelmed by other people's energy? Do you constantly suffer with emotional drain, exhaustion, or physical illness? You may be highly sensitive to energy and not aware of your powerful connection to spirit. Dr. Jen Royster is an intuitive spiritual counselor and energy healer that works with the angelic realm and has helped thousands of empathic souls successfully release negative energies, reclaim their personal power, and thrive. Life is to be enjoyed, not just endured. Book your private phone session today at jenroyster.com.
Take a journey to a place of the divine love within with Deborah Beauvais on the Love by Intuition Show, Saturdays 2 to 3 p.m. Our message is love in the purest form. The light within us all is a guide to recall our beginning, to learn to love self and humankind, to feel the higher power of our own divinity. To attract love, one needs to be love. Saturday 2 to 3 p.m., all part of the Dream Vision 7 radio network.
J.T. Lewis is the big brother of Jesse Lewis, who died in Sandy Hook Elementary on December 14, 2012, while saving the lives of 9 of his classmates. JT found comfort after Rwandan orphan genocide survivors reached out to him from their country to express their condolences and share their personal stories of tragedy and healing. Inspired by the love that was shown to him, JT started Newtown Helps Africa, a nonprofit organization that helps young people in Africa and beyond who've suffered personal tragedy and have shown resilience. He successfully sent one young Rwandan woman to college for 4 years and plans to do much more, all the while inspiring many young people around the world to turn hardship into an opportunity to make the world a better place. Link on to newtownhelpsrwanda.org.
We can either be bystanders or creators. Now is the time to awaken to your divine identity and the power of the I Am within, to create a joyous and fulfilled life, no matter what your circumstances are. There are answers to life's big questions, and there is a spiritual path that leads to soul liberation and ascension. Join us every third Sunday of the month at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for Prophets for the New Age with Carl and Nancy Showalter on Dream Vision 7 Radio Network.
Money makes us react. It has a way of eliciting an immediate response. From our home life to our own business environment, money is usually front and center. For CPA Jane Hoenick and psychotherapist Spencer Melnick, the debate is not about what you do with your money. It's about how you feel, react, and interact when it comes to money. Join us at 6 p.m. on the fourth Sunday of every month to explore the money dynamic, part of the Dream Vision 7 Radio Network.
EDECIA is a U.S. nonprofit dedicated to the dream of ending childhood malnutrition for millions of children around the world. Through the manufacture of Plumpy Nut and other nutrient-rich, peanut-based, ready-to-use foods, EDECIA has already delivered life and hope to nearly 1 million children in over 26 developing countries. To find out how you can join EDECIA's dream of ending childhood malnutrition, please visit edeciaglobal.org.
We are back. I'm Dr. Jen with the Jen Royster Show, if you're just tuning in. And tonight my guest is Lynn Van Praagh-Gratton, a psychic medium, and we are taking your calls if you would like to call in for a question or an intuitive reading. The number is 866-338-9663 or 617-237-1234. And I believe, Peter, you said we do have a caller. We have Howard on the line. Let's bring Howard on.
Hi, Dr. Jen.
Hello, Howard, and you're here with Lynn.
Hi, Howard.
Hi, Lynn.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Okay.
Doing wonderful.
Lynn, you have a question for Lynn?
I do. For either one of you, whoever a message comes in from, my dad passed. It was a year ago, July the 8th. And when he passed, I was there with him, and he was not able to speak very well, but as I was staying up nights with him in the hospital bed, helping to comfort him, he would grab my hand and he'd squeeze it, and although he couldn't speak, he would mouth the words, "I'm sorry." And he did that 4 or 5 times. And at the time, I assumed that he just meant he was sorry for keeping me up or something, But I once all the drama of the passing was over, I came to realize that that's probably not what he was referring to. And I would just like to know if you could tap in and see if you could get anything on what he was meaning by "I'm sorry."
Okay. Jen, can I answer on that one?
Absolutely. You go ahead.
Okay. Well, first I'm getting is he wasn't around as much as he should have been, and he didn't show you the love that he's feeling. You know, on the other side, it's all about love. Okay. So I'm feeling he's going through his life review, and he's going through it, and I feel what he's saying he's sorry is that he didn't show you the love that he really wanted. He loved you beyond love. There was no question about that. But he just didn't show it to you the way he should have on the earth plane. And now he sees it, and he's sorry that he didn't. But he loves you very much. I don't feel there's anything, that he's sorry about anything with his illness or anything that you were taking, being a burden or anything like that. Because they, although a lot of times they do come through, when I have readings where they come through and they say they're sorry, and a lot of times when I get that, it's usually of how they were on the earth plane, and they see what it really is all about now, and they see what love really, really true love is, and they wanted to express it more when they were on the earth plane. That's what I'm getting. I don't know, Jen, if you're picking up anything on that.
I pick up that it's very important to him that the family, all of the family, you and your family, feel the happiness that he is feeling there. I keep getting the feeling that he wants to share how happy he is there, but he wants you to feel that here. So it's like that love coming through that way. I see that he keeps showing me that he plays golf all the time. I keep seeing the golf clubs over the shoulder. I don't know if you're picking up something like that, Lynn, or not, but I'm picking up that he's saying play more, balance that, play more, play more. Is that making sense to you?
Yeah, I certainly need to take that time for myself. And
yes. I'll tell you what I'm getting too. As you're saying that, Jen, you're working too hard, and he wants you to enjoy life.
Yeah. Yeah. I get the impression that that may not be what he did.
Right.
Yeah, and so and that might be why he is apologizing, because he didn't feel that he was showing you that when he was here, because he was always too busy.
Right.
So
too hard.
Yeah, but has that been something that was a very important question for you to understand? And do you feel that was something you needed closure with?
Yeah. Trying not to get too emotional, but that was. I knew he loved me, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But just throughout our lives, it was like Lynn said. It was not. It wasn't until Dad had his first heart attack when I was away at boot camp, and he was on his deathbed then, and this was 78, 9, 80, 1980, somewhere in there, was the first time that I ever recall us telling each other that we love each other. And I was, a young man in my 20s at that time. So it was not. It was like it was unspoken, but later in life, he would certainly tell me he loved me, but growing up, it was not. It's always too busy or. So
that's why I got that, Howard. Yeah. It's not that he didn't love you. It's just that he wanted to show you it so much, and he didn't. He wasn't around that much to show you, and he wants you to know that he loves you very much. And thanks you, thanks you for being there, and thanks you for helping you. You're the stronghold of the family, I feel. Okay, I'm getting you're the stronghold of the family. I don't know, of the other siblings or anything, but I feel like, when all else fails, Dad knows that he can always count on you. You're the stronghold of the family. There's no doubt about that.
Thank you.
And I'm just hearing that. You are the stronghold. You are it. You are there. You're the strength that keeps this family going.
Yeah. Are you okay over there? Wow. Yeah. It's a very amazing and very healing, and I'm feeling that right now because I very much tap into the energetic field, and I can feel his energy lifting. I can feel, I can feel that your dad's presence is, he can hear, they know what's going on. They don't miss the birthdays. They don't miss anything. They know, and they love us from there, and they love seeing us enjoy things too. They don't want us to not, spend that time with life and enjoy that, but he is around quite a bit trying to send you messages. Have you felt like he's done that?
No, I have not. I think shortly after he passed, I felt him. Dad was a musician, and I was in the car driving to work one day, and a song came on. I don't even know if it was a special song, but I felt him then. But other than that, no. I'm not very open to those things. I wish I was more, but that's one thing that if he had a way to show me more, that would be awesome. It would really, touch me.
Yeah, opening up and just allowing it to surprise you. It's more of a game like when we were children. Like, just enjoy the surprise and the gifts as they come in. And they're very unexpected. It can be very metaphoric or symbolic, like a song coming on the radio, or like the dimes that Lynn was talking about earlier. Howard, both of us wish you a lot of love and healing, and that your connection opens up so that you can share that with your father when he comes around. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't mean to interrupt you real quick, but I have to, because I keep getting this. Do you either have his set of golf clubs or one golf club? Okay.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
So we have to hurry.
Okay. I think the golf club. He's talking about a golf club, so hold on to that thought.
Yeah, we have to take a break. Thank you so much for calling in, Howard.
Ladies. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Guys, this is the Jen Royster Show. I'm Dr. Jen. We'll be right back with my guest, Lynn Van Praagh-Gratton.
Join us every fourth Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern for the Jen Royster Show with your host, Dr. Jen, on a spiritual journey inward where hope and love bring healing to life's greatest challenges. Enjoy metaphysical topics, intuitive angel reads, guided healing meditations, and inspirational interviews. This program is part of the Dream Vision 7 radio network.
Join us every second Sunday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific for the Nurturing Exceptional Children with Dr. Nikki Show, where you'll discover holistic strategies to support children who have learning differences, energetic sensitivities, behavior concerns, and or heightened intuitive abilities. Through our panel of distinguished guests, you'll receive parenting tips, education strategies, and holistic health solutions that will help these magnificent children shine their inner light to the fullest. This show is a proud member of the Dream Vision 7 radio network.
The goal of the Jesse Lewis Choose Love Foundation is to cultivate a more peaceful world by creating awareness that we can choose love. By providing tools for our children and communities, we can enable them to develop a healthy level of optimism that leads to resilience. Our mission is to give people the understanding that they can choose love by living a life with gratitude, having the ability to forgive, and to be compassionate. This is a proactive effort towards mental health that'll provide children and adults with the perspective and wisdom they need to be able to navigate through life in a happy, fulfilled, and meaningful way. Our website is jessieLewisChooseLove.org.
Are you ready to be who your soul wants you to be? Join Lynn McGonigal, the founder of the Lightworkers Healing Method, as she and her amazing guests show you how to move into a life of lasting joy. Miracles happen every second Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on the Dream Vision 7 Radio Network. Hasn't your soul already waited long enough?
Tune in every first Sunday at 6 p.m. for Maximum Success, the Coach Bruce Show. You'll learn success strategies to take your game to the next level from performance consultant John Brubaker. Maximum Success explores why winners win and teaches you the keys to peak performance. This program is part of the Dream Vision 7 Radio Network.
Join the Mind Health Coach with Leah Marie every fourth Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Come explore with us natural and healthy ways to achieve inner peace, happiness, and an ever-present state of well-being. You're already healed. You just haven't realized it yet. When you're ready, you can change your mind and change your life forever. The power of a beautiful life is within you today. Mind Health Coach with Leah Marie is part of the Dream Vision 7 Radio Network.
Are you overwhelmed by other people's energy? Do you constantly suffer with emotional drain, exhaustion, or physical illness? You may be highly sensitive to energy and not aware of your powerful connection to spirit. Dr. Jen Royster is an intuitive spiritual counselor and energy healer that works with the angelic realm and has helped thousands of empathic souls successfully release negative energies, reclaim their personal power, and thrive. Life is to be enjoyed, not just endured. Book your private phone session today at jenroyster.com.
And welcome back to the Jen Royster Show. I'm Dr. Jen, and my guest this evening is psychic medium Lynn Van Praagh-Gratton. And we just had a great conversation with a caller named Howard. We can take one more caller during the show. If you would like to call in for a read or if you have a question, the number is 866-338-9663, or you can call 617-237-1234. Now, Lynn, you have a lot of events coming up. Why don't you tell us a little bit about those and where they can find you on the web?
Sure. Thanks, Jen. Yes, I am on Facebook, so, hop on. That would be wonderful. And it's under Lynn Van Praagh-Gratton. I do have a public page and, of course, a personal page, so just jump on. We have a lot of fun on there. Also, my website is lynnvanpraagh-gratton.com. lynnvanpraagh-gratton.com. And there's a list of all my different events and different photos and different past events and about me, a little about me and what I do and where I come from. I do have a bunch of events coming up at the end of this year. I do have in August, I will be out in Colorado. I will be doing an event on the website at a tea house, which will be doing random readings there. I also have Orlando. I do a lot of work with the Angels, so I'm doing a Festival of Angels. I'm one of the keynote speakers there also. So, if you want to drop on by there, if you're in Orlando, Florida. I will be in Chicago in September also, doing another Angel event. And then I will be in Edmonton, Canada in October, and Gettysburg, Pennsylvania in October. So busy the next couple of months. But you know what? It's all for those. We need to help and heal and try to get that word out there that our loved ones are really not gone. They're just not in the physical state, but they are around us all the time. So that is one of my biggest pushes to let everybody know that. So.
Absolutely, and I can feel that while you were speaking that, and there's just a lot more activity. They very much want to support us and help us with our angels and guides because we are in such a huge time of transformation. So, I don't know if you're noticing that, Lynn, but they do seem to be a little more active.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it just is more active. It's just more active. Yes. A lot more. And a lot more people are starting to pick up on it. A lot of people are saying, this strange thing happened. But not so strange when you start to realize that these are just communication ways that they reach out to us.
Absolutely. And getting to that, when you say communication, Jen, I'd love to share a couple of little things. They do communicate. I always say I don't ask you to believe, I just ask you to be open. And that's how I start a lot of my, when I do my readings, I start a lot like that. When I do group readings a lot, because you have some skeptical people there, but I just say be open. You don't have to, believe in it. But they do send signs. And I'll tell you a real strong sign that we had received is 2 weeks after my husband had passed. I always tell everybody, look at the license plates. There's always a message on the license plates. And sure enough, my daughter had bought a brand new car, and she had to go to the motor vehicle. And she comes back, and she got the license plate. And I said to her, do you see what the license plate says? And she said, no. I said, it says CME, see me, 6007. Well, my husband passed on June 7th, and he was saying, see me. Mm-hmm. So those are messages. Now, and like I said, he wanted to make it known and make it sure. And I also just would like to bring up also children. Children see spirit. Children see spirit up probably like from the age of 5 or 6, and more so now that everything's becoming so clearer and the veil's becoming thinner. But my granddaughter was 2 years old when my husband passed, and we were leaving the house, and he was a detective, so he had a police uniform, but he was retired for 9 years. So there were no pictures around my house that she would know that he was even a police officer at all. So she stepped out of the door and she looked over to the corner by my big window and she said, oh, Papa, policeman, right there. So she stepped out and she saw him. So children see. So if you see your children looking up into those corners or your grandchildren, you know that they are connecting with your loved one or with the angels.
Absolutely, they do. I mean, the pets do too.
Absolutely.
I mean, they do. If people go, my cat keeps looking up at something. They, believe it or not, they relate to the energy. It's like second nature to them.
Exactly.
We're looking to reconnect something that we shut down as we grew older. And like, for example, Lynn and myself, we really did not shut it down. Everybody's pretty much like this, very young, early. It's before it shuts down, really. I remember seeing my grandmother when she passed 2 hours before everybody else knew.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And, I'm talking to her. Okay, what are you doing in my bedroom? And the look on my parents' face. They always had to take a deep breath with me. They didn't quite know what to do. what I had going on, and they were, how did you know that? I thought, because she was in here talking to me. It was matter of fact. I wasn't afraid of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't afraid of it. So I think we become that way sometimes. Mm-hmm. We feel like we're losing that connection to the energetic bond and just what that is. We are really connected, and we transition. Death is more of a transition.
Right, exactly.
It's not an ending, but it feels that way when you're looking at it only from the physical.
Right. The physical is gone, but they're still there. They're there. Mm-hmm. They're there, Mm-hmm. And it's very hard to explain that to people who don't really kind of understand it. But like I said, more so now than ever, you're starting to hear about a lot more people, like you said before, who are connecting. A lot more children are connecting,
Mm-hmm. They are.
The doors are being opened. The doors are being opened, but the shift of the vibrations, it's being opened.
It really is. It's just opening and expanding to learn something new or reconnect to something that you disconnected from, so to speak. And everybody has a different style of connecting. Like for me, I have all at least four of the clairs, and every now and then there's the smelling one, which I don't love that one. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite way, but it does happen. But for me, it's like the feeling and the seeing is very strong, and all the other ones will kick in. I hear, a little bit of everything. But
feel, I always go.
Right, yeah, they all kick in. But what about you? Did you start with one that was the strongest, and then the other ones kicked in?
Yeah, I believe seen. When I was 14 years old, my mom would have seizures, and what would happen is I would be there and I would be helping her come through that seizure, and basically, she would have it, and then that, she would have it, and then she'd pass out for a while, but then she'd wake up and she'd say to me, "Lynn, do you see them?" Now, here I am straddled her. She goes, "Do you see them?" And I said, "See who?" And, I'm 14 years old. I don't know. I felt something kind of behind me, but I didn't see. She goes, "Oh, there's my mother and my father. There's Jesus." And she would go on and on and on. So, but my mother didn't understand it. My mother thought she was going crazy, basically. She didn't understand what spirituality was. Brought up a Catholic, you didn't talk about that.
Mm-mm.
So she probably, to the day she passed, she probably didn't really realize the gift that she did have,
Mm-hmm.
and now, of course, see, hear, feel, that's like almost like an everyday thing with people in our vibration, but basically, so they're around, and we can see, feel, hear. One of my first experiences was a little girl, 5 years old. She was in a little pink, I could tell you what she had on, a little pink dress with the white socks, black cotton leather shoes. Her name is Lulu. I found out her name a week later. She was around like a little imp looking around the people that were all around, all at this barbecue. But she looked lost. She looked like she was lost, and she couldn't be found. And a week later, I was in Chicago, 2,000 miles away, and I met her mother out of 3,000 people. She came over to me. Yeah, she came over to me, and we started talking. And then, of course, her daughter came through, and I knew I would connect with the parents. I just didn't know when, where, or how. And sure enough, and now I keep her, around me all the time. I feel she's my joy guide. And her mother helps a lot with parents, through parents who have lost children, to talk with them, because she's one of those that said, "Thank you so much. You helped me see things in such a different way." And, and to lose a child is one of the hardest things to do. We lose our spouses and our sisters and brothers and family members and mothers and fathers, but the hardest thing is to lose a child. That's the hardest. And I was so happy that I could give her that peace. That I could give her that peace. That was just something that touched my heart. And we're still on. We talk to each other once a month at least. And we're trying to get some things going for parents with children.
That's beautiful. I can relate to that, because I have the parents and the children that are seeing, they still have it going on, and they're calling me, and I'm working with them with the intuitive skills. I've had parents that they don't feel connected at all. They're just not, feeling any of that, but their children are.
Right.
And I think that that's incredible that they're reaching out and they don't really understand it or believe it, or maybe they were raised, differently, and they're saying, I don't understand this, but they've got something going on, and I know my child needs something. And we work together with them in the intuitive children. We're the parents, the children, we're all working together, and everybody's learning. And the most beautiful thing that I see from that, Lynn, is that the children are helping the parents reconnect as well.
Exactly. I'm just thinking that, too. With the event that I'm going to be in Orlando at the end of the month, the Festival of Angels, there's a lot going to be going on with children, because it's in Disney World, believe it or not, and we're bringing the awareness of the children, and there's going to be a lot of very special things happening with the children. So that's why children are so important, and those that have that gift,
They are.
Yes.
It's a gift that can help you through life and with our challenges in this journey. And Lynn, thank you for being with us tonight on the show. It was a real joy. Go check it out. Lynn Van Praagh-Gratton, LYNNVANPRAAGH-GRATTON.com. You can go to my website if you're listening to this on the archive. Let us know your feedback at JennRoyster.com, JennRoyster.com. I wish everyone much love, happiness, and namaste.